Okay, I think we're live. Hopefully, this microphone looks like it's doing good. I'm going to compress it a little bit more so you can actually hear me talk. Oh, let's try it a little bit more. Check 1, 2. Testing. Test, test. Checking 1, 2. Testing the volume. A little bit loud, a little bit soft. How's everybody doing today? It is. Check, check. Let's see. It is. Sorry. Monday, April 21st. And we're sitting in the studio live. And I had to ask myself a question this morning if I was going to do the stream that I'm about to do today. Because this is pretty intimate in the sense of what I'm actually doing in my life. I just wrote a new record. New record I really like. It's jazz. It's a lot of me playing instruments and jamming out. So today I'm going to share with everybody my full jazz creative process. How do I write a song with my acoustic instruments, with my electronic instruments? This is going to take me a while. I'm going to probably mess up a bunch. And I'm saying this now. This is actually my creative process, start to finish. The other day, again, someone came in the studio. They said, it's really interesting, but you should show everybody exactly what you do. And I know I've been playing a lot. I showed everybody my electronic process yesterday. And today's going to be how I record drums mainly, how I layer it with like a bass, maybe a guitar playing chords, maybe a keyboard. You might hear a drum machine. The new record I'm writing turned out really a lot better than I expected, so I'm super happy with the way that the new record turned out, and I'm going to release that in the next week or two. I'm just finishing the final mixes. It's short. It's about 7 songs. It's about 20 minutes long. But it's a challenge of me writing in a brand new way. This more jazzy, more breaking the rules is what I would call it. Not playing diatonically, but playing modally. And I wanted to show everybody how I really get started making music, and the idea that I would tell you that when I pick up a bass and I start noodling around, that's when I'll start writing, okay? So first thing I'm going to do is get a metronome going with maybe a kick and a snare, pick a tempo. I'm going to pick up a bass. I'm going to start playing a bass line, and then I'm going to go back to maybe playing a keyboard. I might do something small to get my drum brain together, and then once I do that, I'll do a take on the drums. Now, to tell everyone the secret, or the secret to how I've conceptualized writing, let's talk about the concept itself, is as long as I have a groove, like a kick and a snare, maybe a little bit of a keyboard line, like a couple chords, I can play verse and chorus on the drums over top of that so that I can go back and hypothetically play it a little bit better. But what I am going to try to do is write a verse and a chorus, and I'm going to talk about how I write that right now. So I always have a notebook with me and an iPad to write, ideas down on. We're going to use the notebook today. I think this was an older idea I was working on. And I'm going to explain out loud how I do this. I pick a key signature kind of at random. Hey, A major. Look at that. I just literally out of the sky. So it's A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. And then I do my Roman numerals. 6, 7. And then I actually do this as well now because I'm getting there. I'm trying to get there. Okay. And the trick that I've taught over and over, once I write out a key signature, 4/21/25 is today's date, 2025. Okay. And the idea that as I'm writing, this is that idea that I do a little bit of what's called window transitions and modes, or some people call it cush chords, some people call it modal interchange. There's a lot of words for it. It's basically how Hall & Oates, Gnarls Barkley, Donna Summers, everybody you ever heard, Steely Dan, this is how everybody writes music, right? There's other deeper things underneath how each person writes, but this is mainly like a topic of what I've taught in the past. So the next key that I pick over top of it is going to make everybody laugh, and I'm going to pick it for simplicity, and I'm going to just pick A, C major. Okay, and I'm going to write it out more like how it is in the C world. Sorry. This is not a promotional video. So, again, this is if we are in the other key. We are in the key of C. Yeah. So, okay. So, when I want to do what I call modal interchange, I just borrow a chord from another key. And there's two ways that I've kind of taken it in my brain to do this. So you can do it any way you want. And if you're watching me at home and you're trying to figure out what I'm doing, it's going to be simple. So the verse of the song I'm going to write in a pretty simple way. And these are going to be the changes I write down at the bottom. And then I write this out because then this gives me plenty of brain activity too. And I always write little symbols because I'm out of my mind. Okay, so I got these two keys. The first chord I pick is going to be something like C minor. I don't know. I should probably be on a keyboard to do this in front of everybody. But like if I pick a couple chords, I can pick C minor, and then I can go into C major, and then I can, you know what I mean? I can borrow and like do weird things. If I played F in one of them, you know, yeah, like notice this is working itself out pretty weird. There's some fun interchange here, I would call it, right? Like notice this is a 6 chord, and notice this is a 4 chord, and that's going to sound so weird, right? So without further ado, hopefully I don't get all tangled up. I'm going to just load a piano, and I'm coming back. Okay, and no joke. Thanks for your patience. Sorry about that. But like I said, this is me really showing you my creative process. Might be crazy that I'm doing this, but I'm going to do it anyway. So, a lot of times on the piano now that I know I'm playing the two keys, A and C are my two interchanges. If I pick a chord that's in the key of A major, and I'm going to turn that piano up, but we got something, right? The one chord I'm going to key in on is C sharp minor. Okay, hold on a sec. All right, so C sharp minor, I'm like, right? And there's C major, okay? So the two I flip because one's in the key of, you know, and then as I'm writing, let me grab this, let me grab this. Okay, so I said C sharp minor, right? I was like, eh. Wait. All right, so see, I'm listening in my ear, and I'm going, what sounds kind of cool? If I played, well, let's maybe just stay here for a second and think, because there's that. No. So there I'm hearing resolution big time. I'm listening to what resolves. There's the major chords. So I play a chord that's all right. So what if I did, I'm going to go 3, this is in A major. So here's me taking a note, A major, and I'm going to say the 3 chord, which is C sharp minor, and then I'm going to play a D, a 4 chord. So 3, 4, there's my D, right? So it sounds like, you know, I'm listening to where this change can sound good. Ah, there we go. So what if I did 2, 3, and 1, or 3, 4, and 1 key, switch keys, C major, did a 3, 4, right? 3, 4, which is easy, right? What's 3, 4? E, F. So we changed the tonality. All right, and this is like how I write. You know, it's just, come on, marker. So it's, and this might have a quicker groove to it, right? Right, and so that might be my verse. And now my chorus has to land somewhere. So F is a 4 chord, and I'm listening, and I'm like 4. And so I'm going to be like, ah, good change. Would be that weird jump to F sharp minor, because then I jump back into the key of A. Diminished, right? That was weird. So what if I play the 6, the 1? I already like where that went. I just did something that I think I normally do, which is a 6. Sorry, I'm messing up. 6, 1. So this is in the key of A. I'm going to be like 6, 1, 3, or 2, 3, 6, 1, 2, 3. And I'm just going to stay there because I just did confusing stuff in the verse, but in the chorus, I'm just going to do something that's normal. All right, now, it's going to get a little weird. I'm going to try to record this because I'm not joking. This is literally how I do a lot of my stuff. I make up a quick riff that's in like 2 different keys, and you're going to hear a click. Sorry. Okay, and now I'm going to record the keyboard. I'm going to come back. I'm just doing loops of it, and you're going to hear me record my keyboard as like the basic part to get us started. So Ableton's just recording. I got a clip going, and now we're going to do a loop of the piano. So let's see how this goes down. You ready? So when you mess up, it's okay. And now I'm going to do the next part, which is going to be my chorus. And now I'm just going to see how this plays out. All right, I definitely like this second riff a little bit better. I'm going to pause that, and I'm going to get a loop going. So here I'm getting an idea. I'm gonna redo the drums one more time. I was having trouble hearing the click, but I think I got what I'm gonna do, like kind of like the meat of the song, and then I'm gonna go back to how I arrange. So this is basically how the drums get done. So here comes the live drum take. So yeah, the first thing I did was write the music a little bit. Then I played the piano riff to a click and made a loop, and now I'm going back to kind of picking and arranging and like gonna do some drums. So here, hopefully I'm gonna just do verse chorus with the drums and get some ideas. I did do an intro. That's kind of typically what I do too when anything starts, just so I have intro material. And yeah, we'll see how this all kind of unfolds. Okay. If you're with me or if you watch any of my videos, thank you. If you're new to the channel, this is just a channel dedicated to showing you how I track a lot of music. That was me tracking the drums, and I got a big idea when that all went down. So hopefully you heard the idea that I got because it all kind of clicked. And when I say clicked, it's like typically I'm searching in my brain for an idea. Now, give me 1 second. I'm just going to move something. Hopefully I'm back. Okay, so now you got to see how I did the drums, which was basically me doing a piano recording that wasn't the greatest, but it gives me an idea of like what to shell, and then what the chorus seemed to be. I just kind of like what I said. I think I figured out where the chorus was, and now I'm going to do a little edit, so now that it's like an actual verse, chorus parts in the song. So let's listen back. And as we listen back, I'm going to just take chunks and kind of cut, not heavy cuts. I don't do like really micro edits. I just kind of make sure I'm like, okay, here's the verse. Okay, here's the chorus. And then I'm going to do like an A and B. And then I'm going to play the bass over this. So again, this is exactly the creative process. I'm playing between the key of A major and C major. And hopefully once I start cutting this all up, we'll hear the riffs a little bit better and we'll hear what happens. So bear with me for about a minute. Thank you for watching. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. If you like what I'm doing too, always like or make a comment. Let me know what's going on. I can always answer any questions. I'm using Ableton Live as like my main recording right now, and I run everything through 500 series. So a lot of times my preamps or why do things have that snappy sound, but they're not like terrible? It's probably because I'm using the 500 series. I use a lot of Radial and Midas are like the preamps I use. So I'm gonna edit and we'll hear that. I already like that like pause where it was just the drums too, so I'm leaving that. That was an accident. So verse, that's verse again. Has that nice development. I wrote that was the chorus, I think, but I think that's turning into what I think is the verse. Yeah, here we go. And then the marker here would be chorus. That's the chorus. Notice I'm trying not to do a ton of fills either. Back into the verse again. And again, I have these little, those are all accidents. I did not mean to do that. I was pausing on the keyboard because I didn't know what I was playing next. And then fill, still in the verse. A little Bonham there, a little John Bonham in the kick. And right here, 2, 3, 4, chorus is coming, 6, 7, chorus. One of our unexpected breaks. I love it. And I might have been lagging in those keys, so let's just see. That was basically verse. I mean, I accidentally did it right the first time. I can't believe I'm doing it on stream. You guys are catching, like, this is the accidental magic I say always happens when I start recording. When the bass comes in, it's even going to sound cooler, but just give me a second now. 61. All right, I'm gonna get the bass ready because that's what I always do as the next layer, and then hopefully this is all gonna make sense as far as like sounding a little bit more sound like a band, right? Sorry about this. Just trying to. I'm gonna get the bass now. Thanks for putting up with me practicing, and thanks for putting up with me recording and everything I'm doing here on the stream. I think right now we are ready to record the bass line. So right now what you'll see me do is go back over there, get everything ready. I'm going to probably play one more time to like the one part I feel kind of dumb on, because I'm like... So I think that's what I'm playing in the one part. You know, it's like... So I think it's like that. All right, but let's see what happens. Hopefully I don't mess up too many times. Thanks for watching, and here goes us doing the bass take. Oh. I honestly can't believe I pulled that off while on stream live. So hopefully you're getting a good show out of this. This is definitely me recording in the studio. I want to say at my best. All right, and big thing with what's going on here too is I always tune pretty much everything before the takes. So right now I'm going to get the guitar ready to like plug in and play. All right, as you can see, guitar setup. The guitar setup's pretty, I wouldn't say straightforward. So yeah, I use Tempo Audio as the pedal board stuff. So what you see on the floor is pedals from Earthquaker. My homies there, they rock. Earthquaker devices. Empress, my homies there, they're great too. I'm using a phaser, and then the Maris stuff, which is awesome. I don't know those people, but I do like their stuff. Guitar doesn't sound in tune, does it? I'm trying. So I always have a tuner on everything. The bass got tuned, everything got tuned. Like the synthesizers are the same. They're no different than how the guitars work or how bass works. So if I do another take with the synths, you'll see that. But today I was hoping was just going to be primarily around how I do all my recording takes. The amplifier being as clean as it sounds is basically me using a Roland Katana Mark II. I really get a good tone out of it. I think it's on the crunch setting. And I have a little bit of delay and reverb. And I cut a little of the treble off, but it sounds pretty clean, you know. And I believe this whole song is rotating in A major somehow. So what I'm going to end up doing now is going to try to do a little bit of a take and see what happens. Sometimes I'm very chordal with the guitar. Sometimes I'm more jazz melodic, you know, running around. And I can already hear some of the windows that I can run around in. I want to hopefully keep respect to the spot where, no pun intended, but like where I don't have any sound and the drum just breaks, because I like that. That was totally accidental. So you guys this is just accidental in the process too. Anytime I write a lot of my music, it kind of just happens. I can't really explain it. I've been doing this for a long time with 4 tracks, and when I turn on the studio and get everything going, I can't admit to anybody other than like I just write stuff down on paper. So here we go. I'm going to try the next thing. Let's see what unfolds. All right, so just kind of practicing over it. I kind of start getting the feel down. Yeah, and it's not me trying to do something like super duper crazy a lot of times. I'm just trying to feel out if there's like a better pentatonic window that I'm missing. If there's some kind of like melodic structure that works really good with the way that bass is. The bass is a little bit busy too because I was getting like way down with the funk jam on the bass. So I may go back and want to like record the bass like less busy, but it feels like, you know, something that's kind of working itself out. And so I may just kind of play real chill guitar in the verse, and then during the chorus kind of let the guitar kind of explode out and have more of a voice. But I think that's what's going to end up happening. I think I'm going to do the take now, so hopefully this will go pretty good. And again, if you're watching or you've seen some of this creative process, I appreciate you showing up and just listening and checking everything out. Again, honestly, this is how I do all of my live music when I'm just getting ideas, or when I help write for artists, or when I'm trying to give people new ideas, or I'm trying to give myself inspiration. This is Joseph's creative process, so you're watching it start to finish. I'm going to do the last take, and then I'm going to end the stream. So if you've been checking it out, thank you. I appreciate it. And hey, have a great Monday, and enjoy the day. Okay. I can't believe that happened. That's crazy. On stream. So that was. The final. Hopefully you can hear me. The final take. Sorry, I keep kicking the camera. I don't mean to do that, but that was. Oh my God! I can't believe that actually happened. Yeah. Why is that still? Okay, now, big part of how I mix, I group everything, like all the guitar, piano, bass, group, drums I group, and that's when I can kind of mix this down. There it is, yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to stop it there. I think that's the stream. I think that's me showing everybody as much as I can as far as the creative process. And that takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot out of me. But the ability to share this on the channel to show everybody that this is actually what I'm doing. Like, I literally play the drums pretty much one take all the way through. Keyboards, maybe 1 or 2 takes. Bass, maybe 2 or 3 takes. The guitar, I think practicing and settling in to this one to get the emotion correct, it's going to take me time. And that normally, that's normal to what you just watched, that I'm going to like go back and forth with myself, like, to see if that's actually how the playing is going to go. I think the other thing is how cranked everything is in the preamps on the input side. Gives me the least amount of noise possible. Like, the drums just slap. Did you hear? I don't know if y'all hear that. I'm going to try to do. Like, the drums just have this great natural slap to them. Yeah, here, you'll hear. And I put a blanket over the kick drum. Notice there's no top end. I love putting a blanket over the kick. So that's blanket over the kick drum. There's also a small towel on the snare. And that's how I get this great you're really listening to my drums, like they really have a good slap. And then here's the overhead. A lot of the sizzle comes from the overhead. There's no reverb on these drums. This is literally like pretty dry. I might use like a small amount. It's very dry. The ride sounds real nice. And it's a 3 mic system. It's a kick mic, it's a snare mic, and it's an overhead mic. The one I talk on here, it's a condenser. It's 11:09. It's April 21st, 2025, Monday. I'm just showing everybody how I track my music in the studio. This was a day with all the analog gear. So you got to see me on the drums. You got to see me play the bass, the keys, the guitar. And hopefully this song made some sort of semblance of sense, let's call it, right? Because I talked a lot and I showed a lot, but it was more about me playing live and showing everybody that I kind of don't really use, I use plugins as like compressors and EQs, but a lot of it's me playing live and making mistakes and sticking with my guns and having fun. And the encouragement I can give you in any songwriting is get like a flow, find a way that you resonate, how you write. Laura Escade had a great post that was like, just write the music. If people like it, they'll like it. If they don't, they don't. And why are you going to get all hung up before you write it if people like it or not? Like that literally just does not make any sense. So I would tell anybody to get involved with making first and then critique yourself later. I would never write jazz like this if I kept critiquing myself. I would say every note's sour, every note's wrong, everything's blah, 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 blah. And I get so tired of hearing the doubt in me, even the doubt in streaming and sharing with everybody. I'm always like, well, should I do this? Nobody's going to watch. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If it makes me feel good when I write, and if it makes me feel good to share with the people that are going to watch it, then I'm excited. And if people don't want to watch it, guess what? They don't have to participate. And the same thing when you write. You could choose to sit and say, well, I'm never going to write anything. Well, guess what? You're not. You need to take time. You need to delete the social media apps from your phone or whatever is distracting you. Go look at your screen time and figure out what's really, setting you back. And everybody's like, well, I can't learn. Do you know how much I fail in this room? This is a room of pretty much failure, not just like the rest of my life. Joke intended. I'm sorry. Music is a process of making mistake after mistake after mistake until you make it good enough to be the thing that you're doing, to be the song that you guys just heard me play. And so is drawing, so is anything else you do. So you better stick to what you're doing, and you better stick to your guns and keep working on it. I wouldn't be surprised if this song came out later as on one of my records, like you hear the inspiration here. So hopefully you got to hear how I write. Everything was tracked today in Ableton Live. I did use a lot of the acoustic instruments. Now I would actually go play strings with the TE stuff and the Electron gear. So the next thing is to do the next layer. But I'm a little bit out of wind. So I'm going to stop here because this was a very long and detailed stream. And hopefully you got to see everything that I do. I'm going to play the song and then I'm going to exit. So, hey, enjoy the day. Thanks for tuning in if you did. And I'm going to turn the camera gently to the screen as I play the outro. Yep. Well, that was it. So thank you, everybody, or anyone who watched this, and for checking out the writing style. Enjoy the rest of your day, and take care.